guys, good afternoon. Arlene here from the Philippines. Hello, hi. I hope everybody's okay and I hope everybody's safe. So, first things first, I want to thank our subscriber for continuously supporting our channel. And for those who haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe guys. Thank you so much. So, as you can see, I'm sitting outside. Actually, this is the part of our dirty kitchen outside. And on my background, most probably, if your eyes are still very sharp, you will see Finn. It's the black goat over there. And I don't know whether you can see Lucy. So it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the Philippines time. And it's still very hot. And as you can see, the sun is still shining brightly, okay? So for today, I wanna discuss to you about the lockdown here in Batangas wide area. So it was implemented like March 18, 2020. So whole Batangas province is in lockdown. So that includes only the towns I know, right? I cannot speak about other towns. So that includes the town of Rosario is in lockdown, Padre Garcia is in lockdown, and Lipa City is in lockdown. So lockdown means that here we got some directive, right? So some are English and some are in Tagalog. So lockdown when it comes to Lipa City means restricted entry and exit. So except workers in food, health, and BPO industries. So if you are working in food, health, and BPO industries in Lipa City, so you are allowed to enter and you are allowed to exit Lipa City. But nonetheless, for example, like me, I am a resident, right? So, but when I drove there going on the road because I want to get some groceries, I was stopped by because I don't have the something like a barangay clearance or barangay permit that I am allowed to go because I want to get groceries. So therefore I have to drive to our barangay captain, and after speaking to him, you know, why I need this barangay clearance or something like barangay permit, so he gave me the barangay permit and I'm allowed to pass through the checkpoint. So it's between in between barangays. So yeah, because of that I was able to get my groceries, and they were asking me how long it will take if I will be outside, right? So I said okay, I'm not so sure, approximately like 3 to 4 hours, because I don't know how long the queue will be, right? So luckily when I went there for grocery, that was, let me check the calendar, I went for grocery like Wednesday. That's true, March 18. So I went for grocery, and I was totally, really surprised that fewer cars on the road. There were like few motorcycles as well, and there were tricycles, but they were waiting for passengers, right? So um yeah, shopping mall is totally closed, so only the supermarket and drugstore inside the shopping mall and the bank were open during the time. I arrived a little bit early because supermarkets were open like 11 a.m, so I was there like at 1 o'clock or something. And yeah, so I was able to get everything I need, except for I wasn't able to get alcohol anymore. It was not available, but I was able to get sanitizers, and I'm only allowed to get 2 bottles of sanitizers for myself. So like, I'm not sure, 75 ml will cost, 2 times 75 ml will cost like 74 pesos, so it was okay. And yeah, on the way drive back it was easy. So I was stopped by several checkpoints, like I think 1, 2, 3, 4 checkpoints from the town proper to home, because they were checking my body temperature. But you know, as we all know, it could be asymptomatic, right? So the symptoms are not showing up, but yeah, I don't have it, okay? So but my experience is like, even at the shopping mall, there were really a lot of parking spaces left because there are fewer people, right? But still, there were a lot of people not wearing masks. So I was like cautious enough, because I was like, you know, we have the directive that everybody has to wear mask. So therefore, And from time like now, from time to time, I'm checking Facebook page, and they said like every barangay now has to issue this barangay clearance or barangay permit or quarantine home pass. That's what they are calling, that you are allowed to go. And you have to show it with your, for example, if you are a worker, you have to show it with your certificate of employment, so that they will let you pass. And then public vehicles are not allowed, like buses, vans, tricycles, and jeepneys are allowed. That's not true. Tricycles actually is allowed if you will be use it for private use, so it's the driver and one passenger. And by by I have never seen buses or jeepneys, right? So next, private vehicles restricted. So only one person is allowed to be in the car, you know. So like, or no, I'm not so sure, but I think one person is driver, and then one person can stay on the back. Like you have to maintain like 1 meter distance between each other. So, but it's only allowed when you are buying food and medicine. So, my reason for going outside was buying for groceries, so I was alone. And then I was buying like this LPG gas tank for us because it's empty. So, but I'm not so sure what, you know, but basically that's the reason why. And open establishments, as I told you, it will be only relating to food, health, banking industries, and restaurants. So restaurants, they are only open for takeout, so you cannot eat there, no dine-in allowed. And in case of emergency, we have to reach out to our barangay officials for assistance. And says here, violators will be given appropriate sanctions by local government. So as of now, I don't know if that is there are already people who are being punished for not following that. And the good thing about this, they are given emergency hotline in case we need to call somebody, right? And I got this as well from my sister because she is living in another town, right? So, but it's in Tagalog, so wait, I have to see. Okay, so it says here strict home quarantine, and you are only allowed to go out if you really need to buy your food and medicine, and only one person is allowed to do that for the whole family. And yeah, like what I mentioned before, only hospital on all the industries related to food, clinic, water refilling station, bank, money transfer services, electricity, telecommunications, agriculture will, uh, will be allowed to enter and exit during the enhanced community quarantine, and should show some permit or ID regarding that. So I was reviewing some of the group chats in my, yeah, I am a member of, and I've noticed that some businessmen, they have to prepare a lot of documents like SEC registration, DTI permits, barangay clearances permits, and all these business permits, so that their deliveries are allowed to come in and exit to certain points. So it's really getting tough. And one moment. And as well, yep, restaurants are only for takeout. So it is not allowed, or again, everything has to come to a stop. So if you are building your house, or if you are building roads or fences or buildings, then it has to stop. And social gatherings like birthday, fiesta, anniversary, wedding, and just ordinary, like, you know, get together with which involves alcohol is strictly prohibited. And yeah, all the public transport vehicles are not allowed to drive anymore. and you have to maintain a social distancing of 1 meter away from each other. You are also not allowed to go to basketball court, plaza, or any public places to play or to stroll or to wind or to relax. So when it comes to, like I said, all these vehicles regarding poultry and piggery, you have to show up with the necessary documents to our biosecurity checkpoint. And yeah, and all those individuals who are not living in that town in Rosario, you are not allowed to enter the town of Rosario or any barangay thereof, except you are working on the said industries that we mentioned before, like in banks or restaurants or BPO or cash transfer or something like that. And you have to show your home, you have to show ID and certificate of employment from your employer. Otherwise, you also are individuals in Rosario have to show again this, have to get barangay, yeah, like we said, barangay clearance or barangay permit to the barangay captain. Let me check that one. Yep. And yeah, the barangay captain has to issue barangay certification or barangay passes for each person, which he will use to get in and out of his house, because it will be checked during the checkpoint and barangay exit and entrance. Yeah, so that's it. That's what I get, guys. I have to get this barangay certificate or barangay passes. And yeah, that is the directive from the town of Rosario. So it's almost the same like what we have for city of Lipa. So yeah, it's very tricky, and I know it's a little, it adds inconveniences to our lives, right? Like now we are, for me, like I'm already in home quarantine actually since March 12, because I don't want to catch all those virus. So now it's already March 20, right? But I have been one time out, that was Wednesday. So I'm perfectly healthy, I think. I don't have fever, I'm not coughing, I am not having diarrhea or all the symptoms of this coronavirus. But I'm just thinking, like outside here, I have everything here. We have all the grasses here. I need to do a lot of things. But when you don't have the possibility to go out, it somehow restrict your freedom, right? So I think that's what all the other people are feeling as well. And yesterday I heard, like, I'm not so sure which part, but I heard on the other side here that they were like bijoke. So when I know there's bijoke, I can jump into assumptions, right? But when there is it's just like a part of Filipino culture. So when you have bijoke, then it means there will be like a few people on it or several people on it, and most probably they are not maintaining the distance, otherwise they cannot see the TV screen, right? So I think in this challenging time, we have to follow, we have to restrict ourselves, and as really maintain the social distancing, and wear masks at all times, use alcohol and sanitizers to wash your hands. And actually, when I was by the drugstore, I saw the ladies, they were wearing gloves, and I asked, will it help? And she said, yeah, because every time, for example, we are touching money, so instead of really washing our hands with alcohol or sanitizer, then better wear gloves, and one time only just take it out once you're ready. So yeah, I bought a box of gloves for like 350 pesos. So yeah, I'm just hoping that because the quarantine enhanced community quarantine in whole Batangas and in whole Luzon wide will finish on April 14, 2020. So I hope that goes well for all the town and it, because sometimes, I'm just afraid that they will extend it, right? So, and when I read all the forecast about this coronavirus and that stuff, it's actually very grim, and like I don't want to think about it, but it's just like keeping my hands into the sand. So yeah, I hope like yeah, it will come to an end and we will remain out alive and safe. So thank you so much, guys. Yeah, that's what happened during the Lipa City lockdown and other towns lockdown here in Batangas area. And I'm not so sure when I will go out because I have some supplies still at home. So I hope I will not be coming out in the next 10 days. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and have a nice day. Yeah, sorry. Have a nice day, guys. So thank you. Stay safe. Bye.